The 1996 film The Ghost in the Darkness is a fictionalized account of the Savo man-eaters, a pair of notorious man-eating lions that were responsible for the deaths of numerous construction workers in Kenya, Uganda, on a railway bridge project in 1898. The film promotes three stereotypical representations of Africa that are products of this turbulent period of British colonialism in Africa, exemplified in the film. These three representations portray Africa as an open vault of natural resources available for the taking by dominant Western countries, a subservient continent easily conquered by the skill and technology of Westerners, and a savage land home to vicious and otherworldly beasts like the Savo man-eaters. The Ghost in the Darkness also revives many dark continent myths of Africa. The film's narrator, an African worker named Samuel, hails the story as the, quote, most famous true African adventure, end quote. An African adventure, one should note, that exemplifies the prowess of white Europeans. The film opens with John Henry Patterson, played by Val Kilmer, who was tasked to bring a bridge project for the Kenya-Uganda Railway back on schedule. Patterson arrives to find that the workers refuse to work because of a marauding lion. Patterson manages to kill the lion with a single shot, earning the respect of the African construction workers. But while the bridge project gets back on schedule, workers begin to turn up dead, and the two culprits, two fearless lions, even attack in the middle of the day. Rumors about the savage lions plague the camp, and Patterson's attempts to fend them off are unsuccessful. Famous hunter Charles Remington, played by Michael Douglas, is brought in to help kill the lions, and using his knowledge of the continent, calls upon African Masai warriors for help, but they are unsuccessful. Patterson and Remington then try to lure the lions into the camp with dead animal parts and even attempt to search out the lion's lair, but all attempts fail. Finally, Remington uses Patterson as bait, and they manage to kill one of the savage beasts. Pictured here is the actual lion killed. The next morning, Patterson finds that the other lion has killed Remington during the night, so he lights a fire in order to drive the lion towards the camp where he hopes to ambush it. Unfortunately, Patterson is taken by surprise, and after a hard-fought battle, manages to kill the second lion. Pictured here. After Patterson's triumph over the savage lions, the workers return and the bridge is completed on time. Patterson's conquest of Africa also allows his wife and newborn child to visit him in Savo, a moment of white triumph over the dark continent, making it safe for the women and children to begin their colonialization. Many scholars on Africa agree that the stereotypical representations of the continent as savage and subservient began with U.S. President Teddy Roosevelt's account of his 1909 to 1910 safari in Africa. In his article, Mistaking Africa, Curiosities and Inventions of the American Mind, Curtis A. Kimes says, quote, Roosevelt's account of his African safari begins with a commentary based on 19th century dark continent myths. Like his early 20th century contemporaries, Roosevelt views Africa as an uninvolved world where one could experience pristine environment and where the backwards inhabitants would be favored by the colonialization of superior whites, end quote. Through Roosevelt's account, we can see how late 19th and early 20th century Westerners felt some duty to colonize Africa, not only for the pleasures of the safari, but for the benefit of what they felt was an inferior race. Or as Beaumont, the snobby British railroad financier, says in the film, to save, quote, Africa from the Africans, end quote. In her article, White on Black, Images of Africa and Blacks in Western Popular Culture, Jan Peters agrees, saying, quote, but above all, the safari is a demonstration of European mastery, of the superiority of Western technology, and a crucial symbolic episode in the